Elon Musk has finally spoken up about what has been going on in Sweden about the union's attacks of Tesla. They're actually going to ramp up their attacks on Tesla. They've now banned all electricians in Sweden from working with Tesla, meaning this. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm Sam Evans. You're watching the Electric Viking. Thanks for tuning in. Great to see you. I should mention, first of all, that Tesla's workers in Sweden, they did have a kind of an unofficial vote on joining the union. And while the workers at Tesla, they voted heavily against joining the union. Now, technically, Tesla are legally allowed not to join the union. You don't have to join a union in Sweden. But IF Metal, who are one of the biggest unions in Europe, they are essentially trying to be fair, extort Tesla and force them to sign a collective agreement. Now, it's not really of much benefit to Tesla's employees who don't want to do it. So really what would happen is Tesla would simply pay fees to the union to be part of the union, or pay a premium to be part of IF Metal. But because Tesla has said no, IF Metal have attempted on many occasions to sabotage Tesla through many different ways. They've tried to get businesses that are part of the union to block Tesla, even businesses in Germany, businesses all across Europe, try to force them to not work with Tesla. As a result, though, some of those businesses have lost jobs. For example, one aluminium extrusion supplier who provides extrusions for the Tesla Model Y at the factory in Germany, did provide them, they said to Tesla, no, we're not going to provide them to you anymore. IF Metal want us to strike. So then Tesla had no choice. They had to find another supplier. They found another supplier. And the company who striked against Tesla, basically they lost half their workforce. They had to fire 20 people because they were no longer providing Tesla with aluminium extrusions. And those 20 people now don't have a job. IF Metal did not. As far as I can tell, I've Googled this for about 2 hours. I can't find any evidence that those 20 people were given a job by the union or something good came out of this. So that was kind of a bit of a sad story for those people. Now, Elon Musk has actually been asked about his thoughts of what's going on with IF Metal. To be fair, what he said is he's being very careful. You can tell he's being very careful. During an X Spaces session with Nikolai Tangent, the Chief Executive Officer of Norge Bank Investment Management, Elon Musk, he talked about what's been going on. To me, this is extremely stressful for Tesla. But Musk, I guess, he's dealing with drama every day. He's the kind of guy who actually seems to thrive on drama. I hate it personally. But he doesn't seem like he's concerned. Musk discussed a few different topics, says Teslarati, talking about India and Brazil and what's going on with X and Twitter. And to be honest, I couldn't care less about the Twitter stuff, whatever to all that. However, Musk believes that the strikes with the union, IF Metal, he believes the worst is over. Now, based on what IF Metal have said within the last few days, that doesn't appear to be the case at all. So Tesla's trying to install more superchargers in Sweden. And in Sweden, Tesla superchargers are open to all electric car drivers. Now, apparently in Sweden, electric car drivers try to use Tesla chargers as a priority because they work better and they're cheaper. But now Tesla can't install any more superchargers, and they're actually planning on ramping out a bunch of them. They had a bunch ready to install. The electricians now been banned from actually connecting them. So they're just sitting idle. It's a bit of a disappointment for EV drivers in Sweden because it's really not just affecting Tesla owners. It's actually affecting all electric car drivers. Musk said, I think the storm has passed on that front. I think things are in reasonably good shape in Sweden. I feel good about the future. The long-term future of Tesla is strong.
Now, what is the score now in terms of the union in Sweden and the collective bargaining?
Actually, I think the storm has passed on that front. I think things are in reasonably good shape in Sweden. So I think things are good. Yeah, overall, I feel pretty good about the future. I mean, there's going to be bumpy quarters from here and there, but I think the long-term future of Tesla is extremely strong.
Now, I'm not sure if he's referencing the entire company, but my opinion is he was referencing how Tesla is going in Sweden. And on that note, he'd be very correct, because Tesla has had the best-selling car in Sweden now for the first 3 months of the year. And for December and November last year, the Tesla Model Y has been the best-selling car, period. Not just EV, but car, period. And some months it has completely dominated the opposition. I mean, we're talking selling more than twice as many as the second best selling vehicle in the country. People are saying that these strikes in Sweden, so a lot of businesses striking against Tesla, are called sympathy strikes. Sympathy for who? I don't know who the sympathy is for, but my opinion is the general population in Sweden are doing their own sympathy strikes by buying Teslas en masse. I mean, it's the best-selling car by a mile in Sweden this year. And people do have plenty of choices. There's plenty of electric cars. They don't have to buy a Tesla. There's no reason they have to buy one. They probably know if they buy one, they might not be able to get a number plate for their car, and there might be some delays and other issues. So I'm actually really surprised by how well Tesla's done in Sweden. I think Elon Musk is probably quite surprised as well. Teslarati says that Musk's comments come amidst news that IF Metal and its allies are ramping their efforts against Tesla. Reports have emerged stating that SECO and the Electricians Union, who have initiated sympathy strikes against Tesla in Sweden, maybe sympathy strikes, it's ridiculous because who are they sympathizing for? The union, the big powerful union, who's, to be honest, they're trying to extort Tesla. They are. There's no incentive for Tesla's employees who voted against joining the union. So who's the sympathy for? They call it a sympathy strike, but it's a misnomer, clearly. They've started blocking Tesla superchargers from being connected to the grid. Tesla Sweden has been facing numerous protests and blockades over the last few months, protests from the union and their affiliates. But the company has been able to get around them and, provide solutions. So I think people who work at Tesla are generally actually pretty damn intelligent. And they go, you know what? We can't get our number plates. How else can we do it? Let's figure out a different way. And that's what they've been able to do. Now, experts are saying that they believe it's an impossibility for Tesla to connect their new superchargers to the grid to get them operational based on the fact IF Metal is striking against Tesla. And honestly, I don't see how these tactics are any different to what the mob does. In fact, this is exactly what the mafia does, isn't it? Really? The mafia threatens you. It tries to force you to pay it an additional fee just for being in business. This is very similar. Now, this is not me saying that I disagree with unions. Unions can help people. My dad just told me about a situation he had when he was working, when something happened. He was threatened by a person who was a few levels above him in a way that was pretty unethical. And the union sorted that out. So unions can be good. But in this case, they can also be bad. Now, here's a comment, which it's worth considering. Funny how in all this kerfuffle from IF Metal, there haven't been any Tesla employees to publicly state that they want to unionize. Instead, it's all outside organizations trying to pressure Tesla to allow them to oversee a union at Tesla, which to me doesn't look like they're concerned with anything other than the union dues it would bring in, and the political and bargaining power it would give them over Tesla. The whole thing has looked like the shadiest of grifts from day one. Now guys, if Tesla's employees had voted to join the union, and then Tesla had said, no, we're not going to do it, I wouldn't have published any of these videos. But that is not what happened. Thanks for watching.